So we envision tech as dystopian. There's all this media about how robots are going to take over the world. Everything's covered in advertising. The government is watching us. We're addicted to our phones. But in all those visions, tech is used to empower these faceless entities beyond our control. In reality, tech is something else. It can empower us, it can give us opportunities, and it can help us learn. I grew up in a pretty small town. We had 3 stoplights. The main feature was a chicken processing plant. And people there had a lot of ideas about what I could and couldn't do because of who I was. I think the worst part that I remember was probably shop class. I would have people take things out of my hands. People didn't believe I could learn that kind of thing as a female-bodied person. I was definitely the only non-binary person in that class. But this was in contrast to how I felt on the internet, where nobody knew what I looked like. I could be anyone, I could learn anything, and I felt empowered. I started talking to people about those experiences. And this became a 200-person survey, and I found some interesting things. People overall expressed way more confidence in their technical skills than their mechanical skills. And that was steady across most demographics, like income, race, even age. But people that were not cis men expressed significantly lower confidence in their mechanical skills. Men expressed that they didn't have a lack of tools, or that they had a lack of tools, or a lack of time. And non-men said they didn't know where to go to learn these skills. They didn't feel comfortable enough to even try. They had no confidence trying to learn this. I think that's because the way that we learn mechanical skills is outdated. And through tech centered on the user, we can come up with something better. I think that's a case for mixed reality. And to explain what that is, we have the reality that we're in now, right? And there's also virtual reality, which completely immerses you in a digital world. But there's something in the middle. It's available now. People wear headsets, and then they can see holograms that overlay information on the world. It's pretty new in this existing, but there's already been several studies that show that this helps improve confidence in the classroom. It's also becoming increasingly more accessible. Costs are going down, and it's something you could use in your home if you didn't feel comfortable in certain spaces. And also, it's just easier. Like, I don't know if you've ever tried to fix anything while holding your phone, looking at YouTube, but it's not fun. I started watching how people built things and fixed things. And all of those people had the exact same problems. They said they would forget steps. They didn't know if they had the right tool or if they had the right size. Or maybe there'd be a trick to it that they didn't know if they were new to that sort of thing. So I started working on a software prototype for mixed reality that would guide people through this process. There would be a quest-based mode, and that would help you with the steps. This person's changing their oil, so it's walking them through that process as they're working on that. It would also have an inventory mode, and that would help them do things like identify tools, how to use them. It would also show them what size something was in order to make that process more seamless and make people more confident. And this is technology that exists right now. I don't know much about coding, but I was able to build this prototype onto a HoloLens. And this is actually doing object identification with the camera. You look at the hammer, it recognizes it's a hammer. And if I can do this, you can imagine if this was open source, how much that would change the way that we learned how to build things. Sometimes I think about what my life would have been without tech. I wouldn't have met a lot of my closest friends. I wouldn't have had a lot of the opportunities that I did. wouldn't have built my house that I've been living in for 10 years and allowed me to do things like go to grad school. So the next time that people talk about how much tech is a dystopia and the metaverse is a terrible thing, think about the people that can't be themselves in the places that they are now, and through tech can have access to the whole world.